would like to give the floor first to two more people here that are with us. First to Donika Dimovska from the Jacobs Foundation, and then to Kurt Pelemann from Synagos. And Donika, you have the floor because you have been supporting us all along to make this design phase actually possible, because you're, as the Jacobs Foundation, are a partner supporting us also financially in the development of this methodology. So I wanted to ask you, why are you an active partner? Why are you joining forces, and what's in it for you as the Jacobs Foundation?
Thanks, Eileen, and thanks to EVPA for hosting this, and so nice to see many of you joining this workshop. So just say a few words about the foundation and our interest in this topic. We know a few of you here, so great to see many familiar faces. But yeah, so we've been working with EVPA from the very beginning, I think, of thinking about what this transformative finance lab could look like. And we're excited about this for a couple of different reasons. So the Jacobs Foundation, we're a Swiss-based foundation working globally on learning and education. We're very active in several different geographies around the world. And the way that we operate is to really look at how we can support the transformation of learning ecosystems. So that kind of systemic perspective is something that we are really passionate about and want to weave into all of our work. And that is really very much what made this collaboration with EVPA around TFL very, very compelling and very interesting, of how can we bring that into impact finance, and what are the different ways in which we can be more systemic and more systematic as well for tackling these big challenges and issues that we're dealing with. And secondly, we also found the concept of a learning lab or a lab mechanism very interesting as well. We have been supporting the development of learning labs and ways to bring different players, both across sectors and within sectors, together to co-create through a variety of different methodologies. But we didn't really see this happening so much within the kind of impact investment or venture philanthropy space more broadly. It was something that we felt was an interesting experiment, if you will, of bringing this lab concept or mechanism into a world that is a little bit newer to it, and what there are opportunities to really test it. From our perspective, at least, we very much see this as a very iterative idea by design, and we're excited about that as well. And then finally, because we work in education and we see huge challenges, of course, in that area around the world, not only because of COVID, but the recent crisis in Ukraine, there are lots of things that are happening around the world where we feel are very pressing. So it's not only because education generally needs a lot more financing going into it, but even more so, the urgency is there. So we think that there are a lot of EVPA members and beyond who are now very interested in this topic and are looking for ways of, how do I contribute? What's my entry point? How do I collaborate, and how do I partner? So there is more of that sectoral lens that we bring into this that we think is quite important, and we're excited to see what this could look like in the education space. But then, of course, more broadly, we think that the methodology and the approach itself is applicable across the board and is something that could be applied across different sectors and challenges. So those are kind of the three main reasons. There are other reasons, of course, of working with the EVPA team and wanting to support the field and wanting to see more collaborative ways of working happening. But hopefully this gives everyone a bit of insight into our own thinking. And for this workshop in particular, we're really interested in hearing from you all of what excites you about this and how you would like to participate. So thanks again for joining, and thanks for giving me the floor for a few minutes.